Welcome, CHS9 family. The counselors wanted to take a few minutes today to introduce ourselves and tell you a little bit about what we do, some important events that are going to be happening throughout the year, our schedule change practices, how to come see us if you need us, and just go from there. So, who are we? So, Miss Mays will be supporting students with the last names A through K. And Ms. Gavada will be supporting students with the last names L through Z. We also have this year Ms. Spears. She's our crisis counselor. She'll be housed on our campus. She helps support our ninth grade campus as well as other schools within the district. So we are very happy to have her this year. What do we do? So just thinking about the difference between school counselors and a crisis counselor. First off, school counselors are going to be helping students mainly with your academic, career, social, and emotional development, whereas a crisis counselor is going to be supporting students in their emotional, psychological, or behavioral crisis. And so there's a little bit difference in roles for a school counselor versus a crisis counselor. Your school counselor will always be your first line of support, and so we want to make sure that students know that if there is something that you're concerned about, that you'll come to your school counselor, either Ms. Mays or Ms. Gavada, and if further support is needed, then we will certainly initiate that with Mrs. Spears. I also wanted to take some time to go over the main components of a counseling program with you. And you're probably just wondering why I may be telling you about this. It's just we want you to know that we are here to support the whole you as an entire person. And we want to make sure that you know that we're here for just more than schedule changes. Um, so we do a couple of different activities to help you in your academic, career, and social emotional development. And some of those things that we'll provide are guidance activities. So those could be facilitated through your classroom teachers. And this year during advisory, once a week, we'll have some Habitude lessons. And those will be coming to you very soon in the next week or two. We'll also have a couple of school assemblies. One assembly is coming up in September for suicide prevention and awareness. And we'll also be coming into your classrooms for bullying prevention and safe relationships. One of the other ways that we help support you as a student is through responsive services. And so this is just about any time that you may have a personal circumstance, a concern or problem that is interfering with you being successful here at school. And so if you're having a bad day, you break down in the class, you're stressed or worried, you can't seem to cope with things going on here at school or at home, those are times when it would be appropriate for you to come reach out to us and let us try to help you through that time, whether it's through listening to what you have going on, providing some resources to you, or if there's a problem that we can fix, we'll certainly do that as well. You may also see us working with you individually as far as selecting and modifying endorsement choices, your four-year plan, course selections, and college and career goals. And we also support the entire school by working with teachers, administration, parents, and the community to make sure that this is a safe and supportive learning environment for you. So there are a lot of things that we do throughout the year, and we want you to know that we're here for you to provide you assistance and support in however you may need it throughout the year. So a couple of events that we have planned for you in August, we'll have actually tomorrow, we're going to be introducing the Naviance lessons to you and what that looks like as far as this year. Naviance has a new program. It looks a little bit different than it has when you were in middle school, and so we want to make sure that you're comfortable with the design and the layout of the different functions. September, we're going to be looking at Gen Tech's Week. That's a celebration of post-secondary education. So whatever that may look like for you, whether that's a technical school, four-year college, a community college or the military. We want to celebrate those things and make sure that you look at your options and know what they are. Also, we'll have college night with the high school in September. You'll have your first opportunity to level down out of a class, and we're going to have an assembly for suicide prevention and awareness. In October, we're going to be doing some things with bullying prevention, Ribbon Week, and our mental health screening time for Teen Screen will be in October. November, we're going to have some Naviance lessons geared towards careers for you. In December will be our last opportunity for level downs. And then in January, we'll start your course registrations for 10th grade. In February, we'll be talking with you about safe relationships. And in March, those interested in dual credit for the summer or fall of next year, we'll be looking at doing TSI testing. And in April, we're going to end the year with some transition activities at Naviance and getting you prepared for high school at CHS. So we have a lot planned for you this year, and we hope that everything that we are offering will be valuable to you. A little bit about schedule change practices. We know that that is oftentimes one of the hot topics of wanting your schedule changed. When you got your schedule the first day in homeroom, you should have been looked and saw that there was some practices about the first week. So we just want you to know that all schedule changes are complete for the first week of school. Anybody that's put in a request and been approved has their schedule has been made. We're not accepting any more changes or requests unless they're coming from a program director, such as band, athletics, theater, or choir. So those programs are still trying out auditioning, and we will get those changes by Monday at the latest and start making those changes next week. We also have the opportunity to level down. So anytime that you're in an honors or an AP class, at the 6 weeks point this year, you'll have the opportunity to level down. That means you're going to go from an honors or an AP class to an on-level class. So if that's the case, then you will need to fill out a level down form. We're going to have those forms available on September 17th, and they're going to be due back on September 20th. So those forms will be available at the end of September, and we'll give you more information when it's time for that at that time. But we just want to give you a heads up right now about that is the first time that anyone can request a level down, and level downs are determined based on space and availability of the on-level class. And then semester will be the last time that any changes will be made, and those also again are for level downs. So that would be the last opportunity if you're in honors or an AP, struggling with the class, and you need to make a level down change. You'll fill out the form, and they're going to be available on December 17th, and they'll be due back on December 20th. So we just want to make sure that you know and understand those two particular important dates, as those are the only changes that'll be made throughout the year for schedules. So if you need to see us for any reason, then you're going to go to tinyurl.com/CHS9 counselor. If you forget that URL, if you want to bookmark it, and that way you don't have to go to the website or whatever, you can do that. But if you don't remember it, then go to the CHS9 campus website, and if you'll click on counseling right here, then there'll be a drop-down box for online counselor request. So you can request here and fill out the Google form for your counselor. That once you submit the form, your counselor will get an email, and basically we will call you down at the next available time that we have to call you down to talk with you. These forms should not be filled out for a schedule change request or for an emergency or crisis situation. For an emergency or crisis situation, then you'll need to come down to the main office immediately. Crisis situation would be if you're wanting to hurt yourself, someone else, or you know of someone that wants to hurt themselves or someone else, then those would be a crisis situation. You have a breakdown in class, something like that. That is a crisis situation. A schedule change is not a crisis situation. So if you have those, if there are things that you can wait a day or two to see us for, then those are types that you would fill out the online counselor request. We want you to have easy access to that, and that's why we put it online so that you can do that from class or from home. Wherever you are able to access Wi-Fi, then you can fill out the form. Also, when you come see us, we just want to make sure that you understand that as school counselors, we do have limits for confidentiality. So that means basically rules about what stays between us when you're in our office. And so basically chats in the hallway or the cafeteria or when our doors open in our office, those aren't confidential conversations because other people can hear us. So that could be we're talking about something academic or something like that that you're okay with other people maybe possibly overhearing. If there's ever a situation that something needs to be confidential, then we'll close the door. And just because we're closing the door doesn't mean it's confidential. That it could just mean that we want some privacy. But for the most part, anything that you say to us, we will not share with other people. Your parents, other educators, unless they have a need to know. The only exceptions would be if you're going to hurt yourself. If you tell me someone is going to hurt you, you're going to hurt someone, or there's a medical emergency, or there's some other kind of, you tell me something like you can't say the board in math, then those would be times where I might need to contact the school nurse or contact your parents and provide you with some extra support. So we just want to make sure that you're aware that anytime that there's a concern about your physical and or mental well-being, then we are obligated by law to make sure that we notify your parents and get you the support that you need to get better. And so if we need to tell someone other than that, we'll always make sure that we tell you before. We don't want to surprise you in any way. So we want to make sure that you're taken care of. And that's why those specific things that we would have to share with someone else. But we want you to come to us if there's any issues. Anything else is confidential. We also want you to think about and remember that you can ask for help. You can start again. You can say no. It's okay if you get some rest. You can let things go. And most importantly, it's okay not to be okay. There are some days that are just bad days. The next day will be better. So anytime that you're struggling or you need some support, then we're here to help and we want you to come see us. The last reminder for today is just that the Office Aid applications close at midnight tonight. We're not going to accept late applications. We would like about 32 office aides for our office to help support our office staff, run passes, run errands, maybe file, set up different activities for us. So we just want you to know that Office Aid is a local credit. It doesn't count towards the 26 required credits for graduation. So that's why we were giving priority to those that have already earned high school credit or are not involved with athletics or band. So if it doesn't mean that you won't be selected. So if you don't have high school credit yet, you're still eligible. We'll just have to take a closer look at that. Your schedule won't be changed. So if you want to drop a class first period and that's an elective class, then if you're chosen, that's the period that you'll be an office aide. So we certainly don't want anyone's schedule to be changed at this point due to dropping for an office aide. So if you are interested in that, make sure that your parents do sign, because parents' signature is required. And so you need to go tonight to tinyurl.com/CHS9 office to apply. And again, the application closes today at midnight. So We appreciate your time, guys. Have a great school year. And if you need us, just know that we're here for you and we support you in every way we can. Thank you.